All right, so tonight, like I said, we're going to be talking about time management, but as usual, I want to go over some things first. There's actually quite a bit, so bear with me. The Love Your Body 30-day support group, that starts on February 1st, and that's also when our next new coach mentorship starts. So for all you new coaches, that's when your training group will start, but beforehand, you're more than welcome to do the back office training and the revolving training in the Pure Synergy group. And after that, we are going to start doing webinars along with events every single month. Because if we are going to be an elite team, we need to be bringing people on and really helping them get started right. So our schedule is going to go like this. We're going to have a webinar the first Wednesday of the month, and then we're going to have our What is Coaching event on the third Wednesday of the month. So our first webinar is going to be Wednesday, February 3rd. And this is something that's going to be totally new to you guys. But you know how we normally have the free groups on the second Monday of the month? Well, at Leadership, I realized something, that I've been doing you guys a disservice by leading all of the groups. So from now on, if you are not a new coach, you are no longer allowed in my free groups. You are welcome as a challenger or just to learn something, but you have to start running your own free groups. Because if you guys want to grow your businesses, if you want to really start becoming leaders, which will help you grow your business, then you guys need to start stepping up. And that is something that I realized I was doing wrong by letting you guys just do mine. So, but I want to say, if you are free or a new free coach, if you're a new coach, your first group will be with me, and the new coach mentorship will start on the first Monday of the month, and the free group will start on the second Monday of the month. So if you're a new coach, don't worry about it. I'm not going to make you do that on your own. But yeah, seasoned coaches, you are no longer allowed. And I totally welcome you guys. I mean, I have files in the coach group. I have all of my posts for all of my groups. So you're more than welcome to use the group posts that I have. But you can do your own groups. You can team up with other coaches until you feel comfortable running your own. But I will tell you this, I didn't feel like I started becoming a leader until I started leading my own groups. And I mean, that kind of makes sense. But you know, I used to add all of my customers and everything to Julie's groups, and I would just kind of like put them in there, and then I'd forget about it. And now I'm seeing that happens a lot with everybody else, and I feel like you guys need to start doing your own. I'm not trying to be rude at this at all. I'm just trying to help you guys develop your businesses. So that is a new thing. The next 30-day group, which I probably will start doing the same thing with the support groups, but not quite yet. I want to get you guys going on your leadership with your free groups first. So just be aware that might be coming up. But the next 30-day, you know, we're going to start promoting the next 30-day group after February 15th, which will start on February 29th. And I was also thinking, I'm personally going to, because I'm going to be finishing Hammer and Chisel after next week. So I was thinking a good idea might be to do a team-wide 3-day refresh. And I think that would be really good, not only to get our volume up, but for our own results. Because as you guys know, being a product of the product and leading by example is huge. And having your own transformation pictures is really great. So I was thinking a team-wide refresh from February 15th to February 17th. If you're not doing Hammer and Chisel, if you are, I'm not going to make you do a 3-day refresh. But it would be really good for, I mean, I know I've had great results from the 3-day refresh, and whenever I post them, people are like, oh, what's that? And not only does it give you a really good transformation, it makes you feel awesome too. So I'm thinking those are the dates for that. And then our next coaching event will be February 17th. And like I said, the next 30-day group after that will be February 29th because it's a short month. All right, so like I said in the coach group earlier, we are going to be starting to do a live power hour every week. So it's just going to be one a week as far as I know. But our first one is going to be tomorrow at 8:30, and I'm going to lead it. And I'm going to put everything on how to run it in the files in the coach group. And I'm thinking like to do a weekly sign up because I asked a bunch of you guys who wanted to step up and actually do it because it's not hard. It's literally just posting every once in a while. It's going to be when you choose to do it. I wouldn't do it at like 5 in the morning. But I think it'll be good for different coaches with different schedules to lead ones at different times. So that way, different people can actually participate at different times if the normal time does not allow for their regular schedule. So I'm going to have a sign up in the coach group for that and tell you guys how to do it. So like I said, that's at 8:30 tomorrow. Also, don't forget about the team cup. If you are not on a team, make sure you sign up. You need 5 members, including yourself, and you can only have one. Oh, morning. It's going to be evening tomorrow, so 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. Team Cup. You can only have one lifetime diamond. So if you are teaming up with people, you can't have 2 people. Even if that one person hasn't stayed diamond, you can only have one person that's ever reached diamond. So just keep that in mind. You need 5 people. I will post the link to register again in the coach group. So anybody who hasn't had a team cup or hasn't gotten on a team cup team yet, definitely get on one. And if there's not enough people in our group, reach out into Pure Synergy too. If you hit Success Club 5 this month, you get a call, live webinar call with Jen Sincero, which is really cool. So definitely go for Success Club this month, as every month. And I also started a recognition album. So this is not only going to just recognize everybody for really good posts, but it's actually going to give you guys post ideas. So everybody's allowed to post into that group. It's not just going to be me. It's not going to be just a certain number of people. Anybody can post in there. If you see somebody on our team that has a good post that you think really shows value and should be recognized, take a screenshot of it and you're going to add it to the album. So don't just post it in the coach group, actually add it to the album in there, and make sure to tag them, tell them why you think it's a good post. So that way you can actually go into the album and you can look at different posts. Do not copy posts. I'm going to say that. Do not copy them, but you can look for them for post ideas. All right, so next I want to start doing Success Club recognition on our actual calls. And that's not just for people who actually hit Success Club, it's just for anybody who is getting any Success Club points, so look out for that on all of our calls now. So first week we're going to be doing this. We have Jill who already hit 6. We have Amy who hit 5. We have Christine, Stacy, and Heather who are at 4. Candice Medill, I think that's how you say her last name. Jessie, Trisha, who ironically doesn't coach, Krista, Chrissy, Janine, and Annie, who are all at 2, and then Emily Ann Bahar, who is at 1. So whether or not you are on this list, first off, if you're on this list, awesome, congratulations. If you're not, you can most certainly get on it, and I know you guys can all hit Success Club this month because that is amazing. All right, so let's get to the meat. As you guys know, well, as most of you know, Melanie Mitro is the top coach, and I feel very strongly that it is because she is so good with time management. And she gave us a speech on when I was at Leadership, all about it and what she does and how she changed things. So that's what we're going to be going over. the 3 vital behaviors, as you guys saw in my video yesterday, that was honestly the biggest takeaway that I had from leadership, is that you need to stop overthinking things and just simplify and follow the 3 vital behaviors, because that's what's really going to move your business forward. Now, when you're being a product of the product, it's because your body is literally your business. And that like kind of hit me when she said that, because I'm notorious for like going off my meal plan, even though I still work out every single day. But I drink my Shakeology, I work out, but I'm notorious for going off my meal plan. And because of that, a lot of times my results aren't as good. If you're not getting the results, if you're not showing a really good transformation and showing people that this works, it's going to be very hard to get people to trust you, because your body is literally your business. This is what we are in the business for. Personal development. You definitely need to be doing personal development every single day. If you guys need recommendations with personal development, post in the coach group, and we will always be able to give a recommendation to you guys. Oh, Heather. And she specifically said this one quote from The Slight Edge. If you guys haven't read that, definitely add it to your list to read. And it is completely related to how we need to think about our businesses as coaches, especially in the beginning. And even not in the beginning, like I'm 3 years in and I still have to think about this. But it's a quote that says, "You are willing to do what other people are not willing to do now so that you can have what other people wish they could have 3 years from now." And that's completely true. 3 years ago, I didn't have any money coming in at all. From myself. And now I literally pay all the bills. But that's because I put in the work for it. I didn't just wake up, say, hey, I'm a coach, and think that I was going to make money. You have to actually put in the work every single day in order to get the results that you want in your business. And it's really just important to remember that we all have the same 24 hours in a day. There's people that have full-time jobs. There's people that have 2 jobs. There's people that have kids like crazy. Oh, and I'm going to have to go over a couple stories that I heard too, because that'll completely crush that whole time thing. But you really do. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's just how you utilize those free hours that you have to move your business forward, and what you're actually doing in those free hours that will make the biggest difference in how you run your business. So you really have to change your routine up. Becoming a coach, you don't have to do specifically what I'm going to say. Not everything works for everybody, but if you're a mom, if you have a full-time job, if you have anything that actually takes up your time, you need to start getting a schedule down, and you need to start figuring out where you can fit certain things in. It's a very good idea to establish business hours. These will not always be exactly the same, but you have to set boundaries. I know this firsthand. When I was first a new coach, I was like consumed with coaching just because I loved it so much and I really wanted to make it work. So I found myself constantly on my phone, constantly on my computer. And it really kind of was very overwhelming just for my head, and I wasn't spending the time that I needed to with my family. And that is the reason that I wanted to be a coach, was to be able to stay at home with my kids while still providing an income. So it's important to set boundaries with your business and on your business hours, so that you can keep your focus on the things that are actually moving your business forward, along with the other priorities in your life. So first off, you want to recognize your time-wasting activities. I want to see a raise of hands. How many people scroll the newsfeed? Yep. Me too. But it's a very good, you have to recognize that. Like, how many times a day are you constantly doing that? And how many minutes is that adding up to in a day? If you're saying, I don't have even an hour to devote to my business, I bet you're scrolling the newsfeed for an hour. And you don't even realize it. It's ridiculous. Facebook just sucks us in. And it's a very good idea to recognize that and to just stop. There's certain measures that I'll give you that will help you kind of reduce that a lot. You also want to, I mean, this is difficult for me because I am not the earliest of risers, but after watching a time management call from Melanie Mitro before, that's what actually motivated me to start waking up earlier. And that was because I wanted to get my workout done. I wanted to get a few key things done in the beginning part of my day in order to be able to do more work when my kids went down for a nap. Obviously, that's my schedule. That's not everybody's schedule, but that's why Melanie even said hitting the snooze button is a time-wasting activity. I also know this for a fact. I actually set like three or four different alarm clocks because I'm like, well, I have to definitely get up at this time. But if I want to focus on my business, and I'm going to start doing this, I've actually started, stop hitting the snooze button. Just set one alarm, make sure you get your ass up and do it. You know, and say over and over again that certain quote, you are willing to do what other people are not willing to do now so that you can have what other people wish that you have in 3 years. And Melanie even said she literally put her alarm clock on the other side of the room, so she was not able to hit the snooze button. There's no option. She just had to get up. And once you're up, you're good. But for myself, I actually started on my phone. I have my own alarms, and I put my certain goal as my trigger to get up. So let me even show you guys. I don't know if you can see this right here. See, it's all about being elite to get my ass out of bed, because I used to have just like, get up lazy, just freaking get up already, and that just was not motivating me. I had to have my goals smacking me in the face as soon as I woke up, like, all right, damn it, I'm not going to be elite if I don't get up and just do my work. So that is definitely a way that you guys can help to self-motivate yourself to get out of bed, or put your alarm clock on the other side of the room. Buy a special one. You want to reduce your distractions. This is huge for me. I actually have, I use Google Chrome for my internet browser, and I downloaded something that actually screens my Facebook. So it says, what does it say? It says, I'll actually show you guys so you can see what I mean. Let me screen share real quick. Well, normally it says something else. Hold on. Come on, let's load. Well, normally it says something, but it just completely blocks out my Facebook, my wall, so I can't even scroll the news feed. So that's definitely something you can download. It's a very good idea. It's helped me to stop scrolling on my computer, which if I'm on my computer, that's when I am actually working. On my phone, it's like just getting some things in. But reduce your distractions. You can do that. Turn off notifications on your phone, on your computer. If you have those dings, messages, phone calls, Facebook chats, if everything's going off, you're not going to be able to focus on the task at hand. Turn your phone over, turn it off, do whatever you have to do. And this is something new that I didn't even think about before for some reason, but I actually turned off my chat bar on Facebook. So when I get a message, it's not going to be popping up on my Facebook. It's actually just going to go straight to my inbox. So that is definitely something you guys should think about as well. It's a good idea to plan out your weeks. So if you have a busy schedule, especially if you have a busy schedule, you want to figure out where you have free time. And schedule in what you actually have to do in that time. What are the things that you need to accomplish this week? And that's not just business. That's business, that's family, that's appointments, that's, even schedule in your date nights. Make sure that you're scheduling everything in so that you are not leaving any part of your life behind, so that you don't feel like coaching is just overtaking it. Make a master to-do list either at the end of the week on a Sunday, or do it on a Monday morning. That's when I always do mine. If you've ever done the 30-day push, or if you haven't done the 30-day push, definitely do it. But it really helps you to start figuring out what your priorities are, and what to be putting on your list, how to prioritize in general. You can use things like, I've used all of these, I've tried them all. You can use Google Calendar to schedule. You can use Awesome Note. That doesn't necessarily schedule certain times, although you can set alarms, but it gives you a master list that you can put in there, and you'll see what you actually have to do on that day. Or you can use Asana. Asana is really good for to-do lists, because you can set a time that you want to be doing that certain task. So any of those things, you can try them out, figure out what works for you. Like I said, I've tried them all. And what I typically do is I use Awesome Note now, and then I'll get to whatever else I do later. But once you actually sit down and you're working, reduce all your distractions, first of all. Do not snooze. This is in the morning. If you're going to try and do it in the morning, don't hit the snooze button. Work out. Do your 3 vital behaviors. Review messages. Do all the really, really important stuff first. If you've ever eaten, or if you've ever read Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, that is actually, it made me realize what my frog was, which basically, Eat That Frog means to accomplish the biggest, most annoying, hated task in your day first, but that's the task that's going to help you move closer to your goals. And it's usually the task that you put off and put off and put off and put off. And that was, for me, that was inviting, 100%. Like, I would just put it off towards the end of the day, and I'm like, I will get to it, I will get to it, I will get to it. And then life happened, mom life happened, whatever, and half the time I didn't actually get to it. So I'm sitting here saying invite, 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 and then I'm not inviting myself. So I had to start, I actually do that first thing in the day. So how my schedule goes is I will wake up, I've been listening to my personal development right when I'm in bed, before I actually get out of bed, because I'm still working on that not snoozing thing. And when I come downstairs, I will go over my messages, I will send out my invites, and I'll check into my groups. So figure out what your frog is and make sure you're getting that done first. It's the thing that's going to move you closest to your goals in your business, which is probably inviting. And it's the thing that everybody puts off, like, don't lie. So yeah, there's that. When you actually schedule something, make sure you try and get it done as quickly as possible. So that way it's done. You guys are going to be able to move on to your next task. And if you have a lot going on, you want to try and condense it down as soon as possible. But it's going to be easier if you're actually scheduling that in. You reduce your distractions, so you're focused on that one thing. And you'll be able to get it all done, which is how a mom of 2 has 3 business centers that are 15-star. That's how it gets done, is because she prioritizes and manages her time properly. Think about for personal development especially, think about things that you can get done while you're doing other things. For me, that's personal development on audio. It works better for me. I have 2 kids that are constantly crawling on me, and if I try to sit down and read a book, it just doesn't happen at all. So I find it easier to listen to my personal development, like I said, when I'm laying in bed, or when I'm doing the dishes, when I'm in the shower. when I'm driving, anytime I'm on the go, or anytime I don't have hands, it's totally what I do is I listen to my personal development. I used to do that. I used to listen to training videos on YouTube when I was working out. And that's actually how I learned so much, is because I kind of like made my workouts go a little bit longer. But if you're combining activities that you don't need to actually do at 2 separate times, it's going to reduce the amount of time that you actually have in total. Here's something that's I hope you guys are taking notes too. I mean, there's going to be a replay, but this is good. I want you guys to also think about this 80-20 rule that both Melanie Mitchell and Bonnie Engel talked about, and that means that you're devoting 80% of your time to building your own business. That means you're doing your 3 vital behaviors. Have I mentioned that enough? And that 80% of your time is going to be talking to people, following up, inviting, posting and sharing about what you're doing, posting value. You are building your own business, and then 20% goes towards helping your team build their businesses. And that's because you really do want to control the controllable. So I've heard of so many diamond coaches that just drop off. People just stop working their businesses, and it's crazy. Because everybody who hasn't reached diamond yet is like, diamond, that's like the end all be all, but it's really not. And it's no, but Heather, you're still working your business. I'm talking about people who just like stop altogether. So you don't have control over what your team does. I mean, what your team does, that's their own business. So you only have control over your own business, which is why you want to constantly be building yours. You want to help your coaches and you want to help your team build their businesses as well, but you don't have any control over what they do or don't do, so you can't rely on other people to keep your business going, basically. So when it is time to grow your business, you want to, you want to be scheduling things out. You want to make sure that you block off time for family or for your spouse or your boyfriend or whoever. Focus on what the end result is. You need to figure out what your actual tasks are that you have to do in a certain day in order to move your business forward, and focus on those things. That's really why I said that the biggest thing that I got out of leadership was that you really do have to focus on the 3 vital behaviors, because I am 150% guilty of, getting caught and lost in all of these different things that I should be doing or that I feel like I should be doing, but it's really just not that important as inviting would be. So just to give you guys an example, like I said, I have a master list, and that's what I work off of for a week, but I actually use Awesome Note, and I'll schedule everything in there. But as for my actual lists, this is like before the trip, so it doesn't really work out. But on every single list, I'll make a list of from 1 to, I try not to do any more than 10. And those are the most important things that will not only move my business forward, but if there's something that I really have to do for my kids or my family or anything like that, or even my house, I will add that to that list as well. But the number one thing on every single list of mine is invite. And that's because, like I said, that is my frog. That's the thing that I always pushed off until the last possible minute. And it gave me anxiety. Like literally, it gave me anxiety that I wasn't getting the most important thing done in my business until the end of the day. So I was just anxious all day, like, shit, I need to get this done. And then I didn't get it done. And then I was like, oh my God. And I would just have like rolling anxiety. So if you're just getting that thing first done in the day, you're starting those conversations, you're continuing those conversations, you're following up, you're going to feel so much better, and you're actually going to be moving your business forward, which is what you want to do. And as for setting boundaries and setting business hours. Like I said, don't feel like you have to be connected to your phone at all times. To be completely honest, I pretty much answer my messages about 3 times a day, and that's because I have to. I answer them in the morning before the kids get up, in the afternoon when they go down for a nap, and at night after they go to bed, because I don't want to be attached to my phone the entire time that they're up. That's not being a good mother to me, and that's the whole reason that I'm home, is to be with them. So think about everything that I said. Start putting some of this stuff into, you wish your kids would nap. Well, my kids don't like nap really anymore. They go upstairs and make a lot of noise and destroy the room. Whatever. I still get some stuff done. But yeah, I mean, take the stuff that I said, put it into use. I mean, the most important, I can talk to you guys all day long about training and about what you should be doing with this and what you should be doing with that. But the thing is, you actually have to implement what you're learning. This is your business. I am not your boss. I'm your mentor, along with everybody else on the team. Your coach that signed you up is not your boss. You guys have to take the actual steps to move your businesses forward on your own, because this is your business. Like I said, control the controllable. You can't control what I'm doing. I can't control what you're doing. You have to control your own business. So yeah, does anybody have any questions? Just unmute yourselves if you do. Anything about this stuff or anything that's coming up? We have about 5 minutes. All right. Well, if nobody has any questions, I'm not going to hold you on any longer. I will have the recording up as soon as possible. And don't forget, live power hour tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. So everybody have a good night, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.